Alright, welcome to Woodline Tracking. Today we're going to go over night vision. And I mean different types, how they're used, what can you use them for, good, bad, the different type of illuminators and lasers, the different kind of helmets, and helmet mounts that we use and have here at Woodline Tracking. Let's get started. Basically, night vision magnifies existing light. You got three basic classes of night vision: Gen 1, Gen 2. Now some guys say there's Gen 2 plus. I'm not been exposed to Gen 2 that much. I'm not to talk a lot about it. And Gen 3. Basically, it magnifies light that is out there so you can see in the dark. If there's no light, you won't see nothing. Basically, so it allows you to move at night and target things at night without using light that people can see that gives you your position with good night vision. Okay, let's get started. This is a Gen 1 night vision unit. These units go from a couple $100 up to $600-700. I don't really recommend you spending your money on these because they're real limited. Maximum range is usually 35 yards with them in a field or something. But the big drawback to these are they have to use infrared light to see. What I mean is you have to turn the illuminator on. The IR illuminator on these things is right here is a little red dot that comes on. All illuminators put out a little red dot. So it can be affected to see. Why is that bad? Well, that means anybody else out there with night vision is going to be able to see you, right where you're looking, right where you're doing, where you're going, and all that. So that kind of takes away the advantage of not being seen at night and using the night as a combat multiplier. I got a video here that you can see of me watching my son with this unit walking around a yard about 50-60 yards away, and you can see looking through one of these PVS-14s what it looks like. Now granted, the video shot through a camera looking through one of these, so it's not as crisp as in real life. It's much crisper and much clearer in real life. Let's take a look at that video. Okay, as you can see, you can pretty much tell where he's going, what he's doing, and that's a big drawback with Gen 1 units, is they're really detectable by other units. And they don't have much range, as I was talking about. The thing that these things Gen 1 can be used for, and I've seen it done, is if you turn off the illuminator, or if you can't turn off or tape over it so you're not getting light out, it will magnify the light on the average 1,000 times more than what you see it. Basically, you can use it as a scanning device. So when you're scanning, you'll pick up any type of IR light or illuminators if anybody else is using it, or you can pick up weapons lights or flashlights out there, and that'll magnify it. And in my experience, a lot of people have poor light discipline. And so you can pick up all the weapons lights out there on them. And by the way, I do not, for the generally, recommend weapons lights on your rifle out in the woods. Most of the time, it just gives away your position. Guys don't use good discipline on it, and when you turn it on, the biggest factor, besides giving away and everybody sees where you're at, is that you lose your natural night vision, and that's a big problem out there. So we can do a video on weapons lights some other time, but for my stances as combat tracking and paramilitary, I don't really recommend using them out in the woods. So that's Gen 1. Here are 2 units we have at Woodline. It's both of these PVS 14s, Gen 3. One's a P plus and one's an HP plus. Basically, there's a couple $100 difference in them. They're running in a price from $300 to $3,500. There is a little bit difference in crispness when you're looking at them. If you look at them side by side, the HP is a little crisper than the P plus. Is it worth a couple $100 more? I don't know. You have to be the judge. But I would recommend buying either one of these, and which one you get the best deal on is what I would go with. These here, basically, you can see most of the time without infrared light. So that's the big advantage is that you can walk around and toggle without being seen. They both have good pictures, crisp pictures, everything. You have a range of about 100 yards with them, typically is what you can see. Now I'm going to put in a little video here of the camera looking out there in the darkness and then looking through one of these units, the camera looking through one of these units. Again, the picture doesn't do these just. In real life, they're much, much clearer and much, you can see far, much better image. Take a look. Might move around. Okay, hope you enjoyed that video. Let's talk about green against white phosphorus. The white usually costs you roughly around $1,000 or more for a Gen 3 over the green. I have had the opportunity to compare both and look through them, and in my opinion, the white is not worth the money. And I thought that the green did a much better job of being able to see farther, crisper, making out. Some of the whites seem like a lot more blocky and a lot more unclear. Maybe, I don't know, that's just what I took from it when I was comparing them and using them. Basically, I thought the green was a lot easier to see out there, a lot crisper picture over the white. Maybe because I've been training for green and not on a white. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it, do what you want with it. All right, a lot of guys asked about Digital, Gen 3 Digital. The unit's about $100. Basically, Digital is just taking like a camera with night vision and using digital enhancement to make it better to see over using tubes that magnifies light. The digital ones for $1,000, they're not bad. They're not near as crisp as the tube ones. I've compared them side to side. There's a big difference. Also, the digital tends to be a lot bigger unit than these PVS 14s, and they usually do not have a way of mounting them to your helmet, so you can't really target with it because you have to hold it in your hand, and plus you get tired of holding your hand trying to walk around. So take it for what it is. It's not the same quality as a tube. It is a little cheaper, but you can't really target with it. Maybe it'll probably work halfway decent for scanning, but to try to move around with it in your hand through the woods tactically, I don't think it'll work out real well. So that's my opinion.